What's up, you well? So you like the crazy numbers, right? God damn it. Let me over. Alright, I don't know if anybody's gonna get on or not because I got anybody else because I got kicked off last time. Actually, I don't want to fuel any conspiracy theories. I actually got a phone call that I needed to take, so I had to get off. So I want to finish this out. What I was saying about the numerology and how these different generations progress, and give my little 2 cents on it. We said that if we go back to Emancipation Proclamation, 1865, I'm calling that, or that generation that comes out of that era, Yod, based on the concept of Yahweh, Yod He Vahe. Okay, so Yod is represented as the number one. Okay, and we say that that generation goes up to roughly 1897. Interestingly enough, that's right around the time that Elijah Muhammad is born. So 1897 to 1927 roughly, let's call that He, Yod He. And then we'll say from 1928, started the Depression, till 1944, we'll call that Va. And then from 1945 to 1960, signal don't drop. This little area of the highway, normally there's not a good signal. But so if the count starts back over, if 1, 4, and 7 have the same energy, that means that 4 starts a new cycle. Okay, you just have to catch that on the flip side. So 4, the same energy that, what's up, brother Williams? The same energy that finishes out is the same one that feeds into the next cycle. So you see 1965, Malcolm X is assassinated. Now that is the end of one cycle, it's the start of a new one. And it's interesting like that the man who would bear the name X, the unknown, would give birth to the next phase, which would be the unknown, which is Generation X. No, I didn't hear about the volcano in Hawaii. I'm gonna have to look into that. I've heard about there being some earthquakes off the coast of America, basically. It's very interesting. Appreciate that. I'm gonna have to look into that. But Generation X starts roughly 1965. Generation X will go to 1984 roughly. I say roughly because 1980. I say roughly on all these numbers because these are not definite. You know, there's no definite anything. But anyway, X being the unknown, feminine, X chromosome gives birth to Generation Y. All right. So the Y then being representing the masculine principle, phallic symbol, increased consciousness. All right. Now, so we'll say Y, we'll call that from 19 1985, 2004. All right. From 2005, I'm gonna take it to 2020. I'm gonna call that Generation Z because 2020 is, first of all, 22 is a master number, and that's a very important. Although we know the time has been doctored with what we perceive, it's about our perception. We perceive that to be the year 2020. So because we accept that as that being that date, it has great significance. So if Generation X was supposed to be the womb of a new consciousness, Generation Y is supposed to be the realization of that consciousness, then Generation Z, what we call the star children, are supposed to be the actualization, meaning the actual manifestation of that energy. Okay? What comes after them though? Because if we keep the same pattern of Yod Hey Vahe, then X would be Yod again, Generation Y would be He, Generation Z would be Va. But what's the fourth piece? Once again, it's unknown. We've got to say, I'm just gonna stretch and say, this is literally God. This is literally God. And that's why there's the big rush to really push external technology, because what needs to be slowed down and hindered is the internal technology that is speeding up this clock. So I had put a lot of emphasis on Generation X because a lot of the characters we see in media now are Generation X people. Look at that dirtbag looking motherfucker. The unknowns, the X-Men and X-women. But that was not to negate the importance of you Generation Ys, you Generation Zs, and of everybody. Because we'll find out we've been acting out like a Shakespeare play, a great big old drama. But in any musical piece and in any theatrical piece, you have what's called a crescendo. That's where, the band starts to build up. You can hear the momentum building up in the band, the percussions. They do it in movies all the time. You know that it's the main action scene is occurring because the tempo of the drums picks up, the intensity of the drums picks up. You might hear the horns blowing, trumpets that sound familiar, the trumpets blowing. They might have the choir start singing. I used to love that when we would watch Miami Vice when I was a little boy. How they would put on that music when it's the different types of music they would play when somebody got killed, or I remember one episode they played, I Want to Know What Love Is. I remember that, and it was around somebody had just got murdered, and then how the drums would pick up during the action scene. I would pay attention to all that. Well, collectively, we are moving towards the crescendo. And there are people who, if we want to call them people, who the goal is to try to stagnate that, because basically they've just been, when everything goes to where it's supposed to go as far as final destination of this play that we're in, then that means that these characters who never really existed officially don't exist. It's like somebody who can't get out of their role, you know. A person, like they say, Heath Ledger got so locked into the role of the Joker, I mean, he lost his mind. You know, they say that how crazy, what's my man's name? The other cat that's known for playing the Joker. Damn. He's a big Lakers fan. Uh, Jack Nicholson. He gets so engrossed into the character, you know, that the lines get crossed. You know, Robin Williams was the one that was one of those great actors who, okay, gotta wrap this up. So the bottom line is this. The bottom line is that the hope is to expand the technology, all right, to expand the technology externally to try to thwart the development of the internal technology. That's what's going on. So the more that whatever generation you're in, the more that you can decipher this knowledge and just expand your thinking and expand your outlook and your perspective, you are actually contributing to these literal gods manifested. You know, these children are coming back, and you look at them, they look old. I look at my babies sometimes, and like you know, they're babies, but they look old in the eyes. They look at you like they have eyes that can scold you, like they're ancient, like yeah, I understand I'm a baby and I'm crying like this one right here. He's crying and want to get out the truck, but he'll do things that reminds me that he's been here several times, and he didn't, and he's not coming back to be deaf, dumb, and blind. But either way, I gotta go. You know, life goes on. Got other stuff I gotta do, but I just wanted to come back and at least add a little extra to the video that got interrupted earlier. But we shall chop it up again. The elders reincarnated. That's right, Brother Williams. That's Bobby Henry. Stay down. It's Brother Jamal signing off. Peace.